and sisters.
We shall not yield to tyranny.
Our cause just, we will prevail. The fight for our rights. Buffs.
Ready for a journey back? Look at this encampment. The spirit of 76 is alive.
Bobby, at this point, history. Shame on you. Shame on you. Because we are being played as the American people. Our money is funding a war that we don't need to be in. We shouldn't be okay with it. So as long as I have breath in my body and a mic to use, I will be speaking out against this.
A true patriot savors these moments, but the fight for liberty calls.
The economy, we have a global economy that's we're a number one economy in the world. I know that a lot of people want to paint the horrible view of America, but, you know, go live somewhere else and then tell me America's bad.
Patriotism is all about. Look at these flags. They represent our fight for liberty.
This is so freaking crazy to me that we have an conflict with Iran before a single person from the Epstein files has been arrested on American soil.
The hour of our liberty is at hand. For freedom is bravo. Brothers and sisters.
I was working, man, you know, but it's good to see Rippy out there handling business, man. And again, hey, that's a lot of black Trump supporters, man. I mean, it feels good to see them, man. So
My fellow patriots, the hour of decision is upon us. Let us march forth with courage to secure our liberty.
A real coach. People are getting sick of it. The moment a celebrity steps slightly outside the leftist approved narrative, they get attacked. Chili from TLC gets heat over allegedly donating to Donald Trump.
For liberty. The British advance. We must act.
Our supplies are low, but morale is high.
Then we fight for liberty.
Payne's word captures the spirit of we fight for independence.
With welcome to my that said they were anti-war. I think they said no new wars. Yeah, they voted for a president that was not going to start any new wars. And what's funny to me is that not only were you lied to, not only did this man start this and get out of the
freedom. Greetings from the encampment. The spirit of liberty is strong. We will fight for our rights and our freedom.
Just in order to get the Greater Israel Project accomplished, you have to kill people. That's why it's wrong. Killing people is wrong. Full stop. So you can try to make sense of it with, well, it's a threat and this and that. There's no greater threat than the United States empire.
To the encampment. For liberty.
And what I've learned, and I'm not a liberal or a Democrat. I voted for Trump the first time, but he's become a politician. He lies like all the other politicians. He deceives like all the other politicians.
Endures through every change and challenge. We stand at the dawn of liberty, unshaken by the trials ahead. Our cause in doing.
I'm going to go out on the limb and say anybody that sits in that oval does not like Americans. They love the United States, though, which is the politics. But they don't love the Americans. Americans are farmers. Americans are mechanics. Americans are school teachers. Americans are mom and pop businesses.
And flaming! Soldiers, the enemy is near.
Not only do I love my FBA fam, my Black American fam, my Black people on code, you know, my people that's allies with us, as part of the fam. I love y'all. I love my country too. You feel me?
The cause to victory.
To victory. These pastries are wonderful.
Indeed, but we must stay vigilant.
President Trump with this new timeline to end the war in Iran.
I would say that within 2 weeks, maybe 3, we're hitting them very hard. I think with 2 or 3 weeks.
Not 3 weeks. If it is
we'll
3
leave.
weeks.
In an apparent reversal, Trump saying the U.S. is prepared to leave Iran, even if the Strait of Hormuz is still closed to most ships.
We'll be leaving very soon, and if France or some other country wants to get oil or gas, they'll go up through the Strait and Hormuz Strait. They'll go right up there, and they'll be able to fend for themselves.
Iran's president also suggesting the end is in sight, saying we possess the necessary will to end this conflict, while calling for security guarantees. It comes after the U.S. attacked an Iranian military complex using multiple 2,000-pound bunker buster bombs. The Pentagon saying B-52 bombers are now flying deep into Iran, a sign that Iranian anti-aircraft systems are severely weakened. And more than a month into this conflict, Secretary of State Marco Rubio posting a video explaining why the administration decided to go to war, still trying to make the case to the American people.
Many Americans are asking, why did the United States have to attack Iran now? Well, let me explain. Iran wants to have nuclear weapons. Of that, there is zero doubt.
Despite that progress, Iranian officials now threatening to target American companies in the Middle East. And right here at home, gas prices still rising, though President Trump insists they will come back down when the war is over. Olivia Rubin, ABC News, Washington.
Disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed on this panel show are those of the individual speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of this channel, its affiliates, sponsors, or production team. This content is intended for informational and entertainment purposes only. Viewer discretion is advised. We encourage respectful dialogue and critical thinking around the topics discussed.
Described him as one of the most dangerous men on the face of the earth.
Welcome to the Man Cave. Welcome to the Man Cave. I'm Gray Mars.
85 Slim.
I'm Kamal. Oh, you muted, bro.
For sure. So what's going on tonight is Trump has a speech at 9 p.m. Eastern, and he's going to be addressing the nation. We don't know what he's going to be talking about, but most people think he's going to be talking about Iran and maybe declaring war. Kamal, welcome back to the Man Cave. I appreciate you coming on. Me and Skeptic called out. Do you think Trump is going to declare war tonight?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't really know if he gonna declare war or not. But I'm be honest. I don't want him to declare war. But if he do, I want us to whoop ass. I'm tired of these people saying, "Oh, I want the Iranians and them to win." No, you don't. That's dumb as hell. Y'all keep people saying, "Oh, they want America to lose." That's the stupidest shit I've been hearing throughout the past couple weeks. No, you don't want America to lose. That's just Black Americans. Y'all better stop with that bull jive for real.
So Trump said that he might be able to get a ceasefire with a new regime.
Donald Trump just hinted at a potential ceasefire ahead of his primetime speech on Iran tonight. Here's what we know. Trump posted, Iran's new regime president, much less radicalized and far more intelligent than his predecessors, has just asked the United States of America for a ceasefire. We will consider when Hormuz Strait is open, free, and clear. The president told Reuters he will express disgust with NATO tonight. This after telling the Telegraph he is strongly considering pulling the United States out of the alliance after it failed to join the war on Iran. This comes after British Prime Minister Keir Starmer reiterated that they will not participate in the war and signaled that the impacts of the war will last a while.
It is now clear that the impact of this war will affect the future of our country.
Australia's Prime Minister Anthony Albanese struck a similar tone.
The months ahead may not be easy. I want to be upfront about that. No government can promise to eliminate the pressures that this war is causing.
We don't know how long this war will last, but what we do know is that Trump initially said the operation would last 4 to 5 weeks. And we have now surpassed the month mark. So could his announcement today be an end to the war or an escalation? Reporting for Newsweek from Washington, I'm Leonardo.
Slim, so you MAGA, what's your thoughts? Should there be a ceasefire or do we need this war with Iran?
I'm an American first, man. American. But look, man, at the end of the day, I don't like war. I'm not with war, but I will stand for my country at the end of the day. There's no way in God's name I'm going against my own country. That's preposterous to me. Like, I can't even see it, to be honest with you. But if there's a ceasefire, God bless us. Do I think he's going to mention that tonight? Probably not. He's probably going to tell people to chill out because everybody gets scared every time there's a situation with Trump. But at the end of the day, he always handled the shit, man. And that's what I see. So we're in that situation again. So stay tuned.
So there's a throwback clip on what Trump said about Iran.
We go in and take over some of their oil, which is along the sea.
How would you do that? Would you send in the Marines? Would you take a chance in a war?
Let them have Iran. You take their oil. That's what
How?
How?
I mean, do we want a war? What do you mean
go
we
in,
take their oil?
You go in. You're
How
gonna have
do
a
we
war,
go
Barbara.
in?
You're going to have a war by being weak.
Okay, how do we go in? What do we do?
Excuse me.
Yeah.
You're going to have a war, and it's going to start in the Middle East.
What if the Soviet Union said, you do this to Iran, we're going to come in?
I don't believe they'd do it. The next time Iran attacks this country, go in and grab one of their big oil installations, and I mean grab it and keep it, and get back your losses, because this country has lost plenty because of Iran.
We're never going to have another one of these guys. So ideologically
So Ken, you talk about empire games, and the guy after that said Trump has been ideological consistent for years. So what's your thoughts on the war, and is this actually helping America?
I don't see how. The only way this can help America is if our quality of life gets better. Like, how will we feel it? If we win, how will we be able to tell? Right? I'm curious about defense contractors. Do they win? Right? When you sell tanks and you sell missiles and arms, they profit, right? But how does the average American profit from us being over there? What changes about our life? You know what I'm saying? And when Slim said he's an American, but Americans aren't fighting. You know what I'm saying? So like, what does them fighting over there have to do with Americans when we didn't even have a say so in it? We don't have a say so at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, in the win, we don't benefit, but in the loss, we feel it. We feel the L, right? Gas price was a difference a month ago, bro. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? Like, we feel the loss, but if we win, what's the play, bro? What's the play?
So that's a good point that you made, Ken. So with other countries, NATO's not helping the U.S. in this war.
Them to allow us to use their military bases, their answer is no. Then why are we in NATO? You have to ask that question. Why do we have billions and billions of dollars, hundreds of billions of dollars, over the years, trillions of dollars, and all these American forces stationed in the region? If we can only use, in our time of need, we're not going to be allowed to use those bases. So I think there's no doubt, unfortunately, after this conflict is concluded, we are going to have to re-examine that relationship. We're going to have to re-examine the value of NATO and that alliance for our country. Ultimately, that's a decision for the president to make, and he'll have to make it. We're going to finish the job here. As I said, we're very, very close to achieving our objectives on all of these things that I've outlined. But I do think, unfortunately, we are going to have to re-examine whether or not this alliance that has served this country well for a while is still serving that purpose, or is it now become a one-way street where America is simply in a position to defend Europe, but when we need the help of our allies, they're going to deny us basing rights and they're going to deny us overflight? I think these are very legitimate questions that we need to be asking, and this are going to have to be very carefully examined after this conflict is over.
Kamal, should we withdraw from NATO?
Man, every time I hear about NATO, NATO ain't doing shit. At this point, yes, please let's withdraw from them, because I'm just tired of hearing about these niggas, to be honest. Every time I hear about NATO, they don't do. Y'all on the panel, have y'all heard of NATO do anything?
What would that look like, though? Outside of war, what would that look like?
Shit, you ain't like me. Every time I hear about NATO, they ain't doing a damn thing. So what are they supposed to do? Why are they here? What's the point of it?
Well, basically, it was to stop Russian aggression. So they basically got together saying that if Russia attacks one of them, then they all basically fight back. That's basically what NATO's for.
So they're supposed to be like Voltron, come together, fight Russia. Basically, is that it?
Well, they got the same enemy, so that's how they feel. So now they feel like they don't want to work with Trump because they don't want to be a part of this war, essentially. Well, I'm gonna play what Trump said towards a reporter when he was asked about it.
Does Iran have to make a deal? Does Iran have to make a deal for the U.S. to end its operation in Iran? And
No,
have you spoken?
no.
And have you spoken directly?
Iran doesn't have to make a deal. No. Yeah, I've spoken to a lot of people. It's a new regime. They are much more accessible. They are right. You know, they said we have a present for you, Mr. President, out of respect. And they said, wait a minute, you want me to answer the question? You're a fresh person. You know, we've had a lot of problems with you, haven't we? No, they don't. You ask me a question. No, they don't have to make a deal with me. When we feel that they are, for a long period of time, put into the Stone Ages.
Slim, I heard you laughing. Why does MAGA like that Trump is hostile to the press?
It's not that he's hostile. He's straight up. You know, he's talking. Don't cut me off when I'm talking. Like, you know, that's just what it is. You know, at the end of the day, I love it because I look at all these protests. I look at all these TDS people, all these people looking for something negative on Trump. Every time I look up, he's still a fucking president. It's fucking amazing. So, yeah, I like things like that.
Slim doesn't have no problem with this. If this is the reverse and you make a Democrat do the same thing, it's uncouth. It's uncouth. It's unpresident-like. It's classless. Yo, the MAGA people have no problem with what's going on right now, as long as it's not from the blue side. They're cool.
Okay. I said it before. I'm gonna say it again. It's not the Democrats I have a problem with. It's today's Democrats I have a problem with. So keep that in mind. It's today's ideology. It's today's radical Democrats, the liberals, the crazies. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of them out there. Let's be G. They're not thinking logical. You know, that Gray is a different type of Democrat. I can have a conversation with Gray. I can't have a conversation with another person that's a Democrat. They don't even want to speak the facts. They want to walk away. They want to yell. They want to start insulting you and calling you all type of coons and names. That's how they get away from the conversation. That shit is like normal. It's like they all programmed. Straight up.
It's kind of like when you it's kind of like people on the right, when you question Israel, they automatically call you anti-Semitic, right? Kind of the same thing, right?
I don't get into the Israel talks. I'm talking.
But I'm saying it's kind of the same. It's so the same crazies on that side, they kind of have the same behavior on the other side.
That's your opinion.
I'm asking. This is just based on observation, though.
If that's your opinion.
You know what I mean? Like the evangelical right, they're not crazies.
But if that's your opinion.
I'm asking a question.
If that's your opinion.
No, I'm asking.
At the end of the day, is always something new. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. Same thing with the whole situation with TSA. Everybody was pissed off that nobody was getting paid. Now people trying to say it's illegal that he paying them. It doesn't matter. As long as Trump do it, it's going to be a problem. When they do it, it's all good.
No, I'm just saying, just call it down the middle on both sides. You don't have it's clear fuckery right in front of your face, right? But it don't matter because you got to die on the hill that you voted, right? But I'm just saying, though, just call it down the middle the same way. It's clear fuckery. No new wars. No new wars.
I'm only calling it by experience.
Okay, so Ken brought up Israel, so I'm gonna play this clip about Israel.
What the Democrats are not doing with this is leading. The energy in their parties with the young people who learn everything about Israel on TikTok. They don't know shit. And their leaders are not standing up and saying, kids, you don't know what's going on here. Every war Israel has fought is a war of defense. Right. Every war, they were attacked first.
Well,
and they're not doing that.
My pushback would have to be with traditional and conventional Democrats. Let's have just a speck of empathy for them in this regard. You got a younger generation of progressive Democrats that pretty much are making their influence felt. And then you've got the old guard that are at the mercy of them. They want to maintain power. And you know, you want to sit up, you got to receive votes. Look at what happened in New York City. No disrespect, but do we really think that Zohran Mamdani was the most qualified candidate to be mayor of New York City. Come on now, we know better. I'm wishing him well. I'm not being disrespectful. He's smart, he's sharp, he's quick on his feet. I'm not disrespecting him in any way. But he had never done anything. You got a governor, a former governor, who was a 3-term governor, coasting to his fork before the scandal hit. You boot him out of office. He's qualified to get your support for 3 terms, en route to 4, to run the state. But you don't want to run in the city. And you're going to hand the reins to a 33-year-old
he's also a communist.
Okay.
I mean, and I'm not saying that as a slur.
All right.
I'm saying that's his political view. It's a view you're allowed to have in this country, and people are allowed to vote for it.
So you have people that don't mind that, and they want that in this country. And unfortunately, if you're a Chuck Schumer or some of the old guards, you're at the mercy of all of that, still trying to stay in office, knowing that you got voters out there that would support that ahead of you.
So come on.
Hey, hold on. Hey, DOD 2 Black, you can eat a bag of iguana dick. Shut up, nigga. Anyway, what was you about to ask, Gray?
So with Israel, do you feel like a lot of the people are just getting their information from social media and they have, a skewed point on what Israel really is, or it may possibly be anti-Semitic, or is there some fact behind this? And has Israel always been on the fence, or are they just defending themselves?
I mean, Israel always been on defense, but we all getting our goddamn news from social media. YouTube is a social media. TikTok is social media. Twitter is social media. Facebook is social media. You feel what I'm saying? The big networks are putting their shit on YouTube. It's a social media. Everybody getting their shit from social media. And everybody is probably getting some form of misinformation here and there. So that's how I feel about it. But I do want to say one more thing. Hey, DOD 2 Black, bruh. Hey, tell your mama get off her damn knees, man. She need to take care of you and your other twin ugly ass brother. Anyway.
What did he do? What did he say to tick you off?
He called us coons.
Oh.
Everybody on the panel. Shout out to Ray FBA, man. He been questioning, bruh. He's saying, who you talking about?
You better stick up for yourself. Let them know you're a Democrat. Can't let them know you in the middle. You don't play that shit.
Who come on?
What's up?
Kamal's a Democrat, right?
No, I'm political.
Oh
yeah. So I don't fall on any side, but yeah, man, I can't have it. He calling us coons on the panel, and nobody ain't said nothing out of pocket. We just saw, stating our opinions, ain't saying nothing out of line. You feel me?
So a lot of people say that Israel's doing all of this to become a superpower, and they trying to say Netanyahu said that in this video.
Is the guarantee for our future. We are working on transforming Israel into a super nation in the region and globally, and we were able to do so thanks to our soldiers and our captains and all those who fought and those who died, and of course thanks to your solidarity and your steadfastness.
So Ken, you're very critical of Netanyahu. Do you feel like this whole Iran war is to create the greater Israel?
Yeah. And the thing is, my critical thing is just, I only critique when people pick a side. This is empire games. I'm thankful that I'm on the side that got 5,000 nukes. But from the like a human perspective, it's just interesting when people pick a side on in this political theater. Like, we're dealing with the ruling class. So I only pick at how poor people that have no power pick the side of the ruling class. But when it comes to Netanyahu, he's not doing anything different than Genghis Khan. You know what I'm saying? He's not doing anything different when it comes to the history of man. You know what I'm saying? Byzantine Empire, British Empire, Spanish Empire, Portuguese Empire, all the dynasties that existed in China. This is what man does. It pushes the line. The difference is we're able to see it, and we are on the other side of the winning empire, right? This story looks way different with us living in Syria, or living in Lebanon, or living in a place that has no nukes. America has 5,000 nuclear weapons. You know what I'm saying? So to be a part of that society is very interesting.
So is Trump done?
well up 3 times the size they were before. That means heart failure. And he does look sick. And he does babble and, you know, sound like the brain's not doing too hot. And so we just cut bait on Trump and we just mobilize against the Democrats.
Is Trump done, Slim? Is he falling apart?
Trump good, man. Forget all that fake shit. Everybody be scared of everything, man. Fuck all that. Trump is good. He running the country. It is what it is.
Okay, for sure, for sure.
Salute to my president. Straight up.
Most definitely. Kamal, I got a clip specifically for you because, you know, today they were doing the birthright citizenship. Trump went to court for this. So this is one of the clips of recordings of them in the courthouse.
Do you think Native Americans today are birthright citizens under your test and under your friend's test?
I think so. I mean, obviously they've been granted citizenship by statute.
Put aside the statute. Do you think they're birthright citizens?
No, I think the clear understanding that everybody agrees in the congressional debates is that the children of tribal Indians are not birthright citizens.
I understand that's what they said, but your test is the domicile of the parents, and that would be the test you'd have us apply today, right?
Yes, yes. So if a tribal Indian, for example, gives up allegiance to...
Born today, birthright citizens.
I think so on our test. Yeah, if they're lawfully domiciled here.
Okay.
And then not sure, I have to think that through, but that's my reaction.
I'll take the yes. That's all right.
Okay, Kamal. So you're the most FBA person on here. I know Ken talks about it too, but with Native Americans, you know, they were basically here when we got here, and the 14th Amendment allowed Black people to be considered citizens once that happened. So what's your thoughts on them saying that Native Americans, or even questioning or not admitting that Native Americans are automatically American citizens?
I mean, they American citizens just like the Black Native tribes that got reclassified as Negroes and shit. So that's kind of asinine to say that, you feel me? But I'm all for this birthright citizenship, man. I'm for the whole ending of that shit. Cause we got a lot of anchor babies out here, bro, that's on running amok out here. I don't like that shit. I don't like that shit. You feel me? Especially the way they be talking about us Black Americans and stuff like that. Nah. And a lot of them be out here. They really be sending their resources back to their homeland, even though they don't be going back there and shit. You feel me? So that's how I feel about the birthright citizenship shit at the end of the day.
So, Ken, you brought up gas. This is what Trump had to say about people having to pay high prices for gas.
The first one that affects Americans here at home, gas prices. Today they hit $4.
We're at $4, yeah, and we have a country that's not going to be throwing a nuclear weapon at us in 6 months.
But Americans are feeling the effects in the interim.
And they're also feeling a lot safer.
What is the plan to bring them back down?
All I have to do is leave Iran. We'll be doing that very soon, and they'll become tumbling down. And stock prices were up today almost to a record because they know 2 things. Number one, we have a safe country. We had to take a little detour because we had a madman named Khomeini who sadly is no longer with us.
So, Ken, you brought up gas. How do you feel about Trump's response to high gas prices?
It's always the same play. Ma'am, we're doing this to keep you safe. It's about your safety. We're the most armed public in the world. You know what I'm saying? Our country can do like espionage on America, and the way to infiltrate America is through culture. You know what I'm saying? Like Americans now say the universe and chakras, and is into yoga. That's Eastern philosophy, right? So you invade America through culture, and over time, the American fabric starts to shift. That's how but we're safe though, right? But it's always that. We're doing this for your safety. They never talk about we're doing this for you're going to make more money. You're going to have a better quality of life. Your children are going to be financially literate, right? It's never you moving forward. It's never you having more social position in the game. Your class stays the same. And it's always a play of they go at your fear. right? Because they know Americans as a whole are a very uninformed public, and the way that we other people, right? So we have been watching movies with us at war with people in the Middle East forever. The terrorist is always from that region in the movies. So we're primed for that shit. So when he says we're keeping you safe, the public's brain is really turned off. We are the most armed public. So how are we keeping us safe for what? We have 5,000 nukes. We have 5,000 nukes. But the public is like, yeah, we're safe. No one's fucking with America on some invasion shit. So safe how? No, this is about Israel and Saudi Arabia.
Makes sense. So this lady on CNN didn't want to criticize Iran.
More troubling to me than a podcaster saying, should we be pushing for regime change, is the fact that you have Democratic candidates, a Democratic candidate in Michigan, who basically in a leaked tape today said, I don't want to criticize the Ayatollah because too many constituents in Michigan are devastated that he's dead. So that's something that I think is much more concerning than Megyn Kelly.
Democratic candidate.
Yes, El Sayed from Michigan said there are a lot of people in Dearborn who are sad about his death.
Because they're sad.
I would much rather see a party have a debate than stay silent.
Until that candidate in Michigan is commander-in-chief and actually can do something about the war, I'm going to give what Trump says and what the people around him say more important.
I would like to see
I do think
Ayatollah
that
roundly condemned. I think that's something we should all agree on as Americans.
No,
Sure.
nobody's ever not condemned the Ayatollah.
But on the question of what the president of the United States
but the problem is
So Slim, you want me to give you good clips? This clip, the lady's criticizing the Democrats, saying that she didn't want to say anything about the Ayatollah, basically Iran, because it's a lot of Muslims that live in Michigan, in Dearborn, Michigan. Do you feel like that was a snowflake comment coming from a Democrat?
Especially coming from her. It's always going to be snowflake. You know how that chick is. You know, she real fugazi, man. That girl is a cornball. So, I mean, the only real person on that show is Scott Jennings, and we all know it. The only reason that show should get views is because of Scott Jennings. So, everybody else on the dodo birds, following the plan, following the whole agenda of the Democrats. I sit back and I watch it. It's just like a movie to me. They all clowns, yo. Clowns. Straight up.
So
Democrats.
They were talking about a politician that said that. I don't think what's that lady name? The dark skinned girl. I can't think of her name. But they was talking about some Democrat that was running for office saying that. But we just had No Kings on over the weekend, and some guy went out there and asked a girl a question about Iran.
A little bit homophobic that was so focused on the Straits of Hormuz and not the gays of Hormuz.
Yes, I agree. Yes, for sure.
Why do you think they're willing to leave the gays of Hormuz behind?
I think it's just historically, like, you know, gays have always been very discriminated against, which is wrong on so many levels.
Even in war.
Yeah, even in war. It just takes more reform in government, obviously, and then also educating society.
I just feel like if we're going to go in there, we can't leave the gay people behind.
Right.
I don't think we should go in there at all, but if we're going to, the gays of Hormuz, we could turn it into Fire Island.
For sure.
Did y'all get that joke? It was a corny joke, but did y'all get it?
Man, I couldn't hear him through his list. Nigga, I had a struggle with hearing, bro. God damn.
It's called a straight of Hormuz, so he kept saying the gays of him Hormuz to try to like trick the girl.
Wah wah.
Yeah, I wish I had my sound effects.
Wah, wah.
Well, Ken, you talked about them occupying southern Lebanon, so this is what they had to say.
של הפעולה, צה"ל התייצב במרחב ביטחון בתוך לבנון, בקו הגנה מול טילי הנ"ט, וישלוט ביטחונית בכל המרחב עד הליטני, כולל גשרי הליטני שנשארו, תוך חיסול כוחות רדואן שחדרו למרחב והשמדת כל אמצעי הלחימה שנמצאים שם. בנוסף, תאפשר באופן מוחלט חזרתם דרומית לליטני, שלמעלה מ-600,000 תושבי דרום לבנון שהתפנו צפונה עד שיובטח ביטחונם ושלומם של תושבי הצפון. כל הבתים בכפרים סמוכי הגבול בלבנון ייהרסו.
So, Ken, you brought up Lebanon. What are your thoughts on this and the IDF and them trying to expand their borders?
My thoughts are, how does it sound in this language talking to a woman? It's very heavy. You know what I'm saying? Like very. So like, how do you initiate sex? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's starting to really ping to me the people that want to destroy shit. Like when you think about their swag, the swag is just off. You know what I'm saying? You always fighting, you always killing, you always got conflict. You're never cool. You feel me? You ain't got no bitches. Because when you do, you ain't trying to do all this. And when you hear my man right there, it's very you know what I'm saying? Like, it's starting to make sense. Like, look at the dudes that want to go to war. They're never swaggy. They're never like, there's an aesthetic to the people that like this shit. There's an aesthetic to it for real. There's a swag to it for real. It looks the same. So that's the answer to that question of like, doesn't he sound like a dude from America that's on this shit? We're never chilling, bro. I'm 42 years old. We're never chilling. Never. It's always wartime. Always.
Makes sense. So a lot of people think that the Iranian people are Arabs, but they're actually Persian. So I'll play this quick clip to show, their ancestry.
And Arabs are not the same. Persians are the Aryan people of Iran, direct descendants of Indo-European tribes who migrated from the steppes, the exact same bloodline that shaped most of Europe. Arabs are Semitic, from the Arabian Peninsula. The difference is crystal clear in looks, language, and culture. Physically, Persians often have lighter skin, fair olive to pale, and striking colored eyes, green, blue, hazel. These traits link them straight to European genetics. Persian women are famous for their beauty, sharp, elegant features that turn heads everywhere. Language proves it. Persian, or Farsi, is Indo-European, in the same family as English, German, and French. Unlike guttural Arabic, a completely unrelated Semitic language, Persian took direct cues from French in vocabulary and style during modernization. It sounds and flows more like a European language than anything Arab. Culturally, Persians built one of history's greatest empires. They pioneered administration, science, and human rights concepts thousands of years ago. Today, they value education, poetry, and achievement above all. Iranian IQ scores run higher than most Arab countries, showing up in tech innovation, business success, and diaspora dominance in the West. Arabs have their own desert heritage, tribal roots, and Islamic expansion history, but it's a separate world. Persians are the European soul of the East, lighter-skinned, colored-eyed, beautiful, linguistically tied to France and the West, with a strong, high IQ culture that refuses to fade. The low IQ sand people you've been programmed to hate? That's not the Iranians. Know the difference. One is Aryan, one is not.
If y'all
this is racist as fuck.
Yeah,
that was
Nora paid me to play that clip, so blame Nora. She wanted to put it right here. Look,
y'all niggas dummy.
My great grandmother was Jewish from Germany, so she wanted to.
Nora.
They say y'all ugly and dumb.
Right. I'm like, damn, the Persians ain't have no brown on them, huh? It's hot as shit. It's hot as shit over there, but the men look like Billy Joel and the women look like Brooke Shields. Get out of here, man.
Jamal, you always talking about delineation. Did that matter? Does it matter if they're classified as Europeans or Arabs?
Yeah, before I get into that though, today I'm just clowning the chat today, you feel me? Butter sausage, you say we don't know history, but I do know the history of your mom, and she handled balls better than Kyrie Irving. Back to this shit. The delineation, actually, I was on a panel with somebody yesterday, and they were actually talking about how the Iranians are not Arabic and they're not Arabs and stuff like that. So this was actually a good clip because we do kind of get that mixed up from time to time. You feel me? Because I ain't gonna lie, I thought the Iranians were Arabs and shit like that. But learning this, I'm like, okay, little history lesson, something to learn, you know?
For sure.
Something to really study from that region is Zoroastrianism. And actually Persians were actually conquered by the Arabs. That's why they got Islam there. Traditionally, that region was Zoroastrianism. And a lot of Zoroastrianism bled into Hebrew culture. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the principles about it, right? So just a quick theology and history lesson for people that are curious. Ancient Persia was into Zoroastrianism, and they were actually colonized by outsiders who came with Islam. That's how they became Muslim. But historically, that wasn't a Muslim place.
All right, hold on. So Ken, I don't usually be on the panels with you, brother. I love your vocab, but I gotta ask you, bro. Spell Duran, whatever that word you just said.
Okay, I can't even spell it. It's called Zoroastrianism. Damn. It's Z-O-R. Then I'm gonna fuck up the rest. It's after Zoroaster.
Hell yeah. Hey, I do got a question though, and I don't know if y'all know it, but are most Iranians Muslim? Because I think that's what kind of I be getting confused with too. Are they mostly Muslims or are they a different religion?
Yeah, it's an Arabic, not an Arabic state, but it's basically a Muslim state. Because I mean, they was pushing religion. In the 1970s, they wore like regular American clothes, and then they had a revolution where like Islam basically took over and like completely took over the government.
Okay.
Yeah. So Kid Rock had a helicopter come to his house, and we have all this military stuff going on. But here's the clip. So what y'all think about that? Like, we got all these war and stuff going on, and Kid Rock is being investigated for this. So, Kid, what you think about it?
I think it's interesting how when I was growing up, Kid Rock was kind of looked at as a nigger, and he rebranded himself to be like extremely conservative white. But like Kid Rock was from the like poor areas of Detroit. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I remember Kid Rock. So I want everybody to take notes about the power of rebrand. And all you have to do is play a character for so long and the world will forget that you was something else. This was not the Kid Rock that I remember. He was more rebellious. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, growing up, conservative Republicans would never have touched a Kid Rock when I was coming up. So it's just interesting. You give it time, anybody could do a rebrand.
You right, bro. It's like Amber Rose. Going from a liberal thought to a conservative pundit.
That's a good point. Yeah, for sure. Kim Kardashian, you know what I'm saying? It don't matter what you were doing then, it's what you're doing now. And as long as you get up and play that character every single day, the average person, the brain can't differentiate what's real and what's not. So no one even remembers that Kid Rock 25 years ago was something else that the party that he's aligned with wouldn't have even touched back then. So political parties can rebrand, celebrities can rebrand, you know what I'm saying? Theology can rebrand. What are you waiting for? You still thinking about some shit that happened to you as a kid? You could be whatever you want right now. Look at Kid Rock. He got helicopters right in front of his pad. Those same people would have thought about him as poor white trash 25 years ago. So it's incredible.
This is what Trump had to say about it.
There was a viral video this week. I don't know if you saw it. Army helicopters hovering near Kid Rock's house in Nashville. Did you see that video?
I didn't see it, no, but I'm sure they had a good time.
Well, so the Army just said the crews of these helicopters have been suspended. What do you think of that?
What depends? Are they Well, they probably shouldn't have been doing it. Yes, you're not supposed to be playing games, right? But I'd take a look at it. They like Kid Rock. I like Kid Rock. Maybe they were trying to defend him. I don't know.
Slim, what's your thoughts on it?
It's nonsense, man. It's not that serious. I don't let things like that, take control of the thought process. But Trump is a funny motherfucker, boy. Trump is a funny dude, man. But I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, it's kind of weird that they flying over his crib. Yeah. But I'm sure they've done it before, but just because it's Kid Rock, they kind of want to say something about it, make it go viral. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So,
long as it wasn't a Democrat's house.
Well, I got a clip for Slim. Slim, I want you to respond to this because this is what Joe Rogan had to say about MAGA.
Phrase "Make America Great Again." I don't care. Then
but
fine.
If that phrase sucks, here's the thing. Like, first of all, America is great. Make America greater, I'm down. But make America great again, and then it becomes a movement of a bunch of fucking dorks, because a lot of them are dorks. A lot of them, these really weird, fucking uninteresting, unintelligent people that have got something they cling to, and there's a lot of people that are just real, genuine patriots, and they're all lumped into this one group, and you got to accept the dorks too. Fuck that.
Yeah. So, Slim, Joe Rogan helped Trump get elected. What do you think about him saying that?
It's about separation. You separate yourself from the dodo birds. You respond to the things that's worthy. At the end of the day, if you don't respond, it doesn't matter. However you react is what's going to be the outcome.
Like the girls say, it's tea when you see them two fingers touching. They don't like to hear that. But what does the average MAGA person look like? Here we go back to swag and the cool factor. That shit is missing. You know what I'm saying? People are starting to, because Trump not going to be on.
What is the? I don't even know what that is. Like, what's the difference between MAGA and an American? Can somebody explain?
What's the difference between MAGA and American?
Yeah,
I help you. That's a great question. An American is blues, Niagara Falls. An American is where hip hop started, the Bronx. It's the Hollywood Walk of Fame. You know what I'm saying? It's the mounds all across the Mississippi River. You know what I'm saying? It's grinders in Texas. What's a MAGA person? Xenophobic. You know what I'm saying? Uninformed for the most part. You know what I mean? They ain't really been about all of America and shook hands with people that represent America. They know one kind of people. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about Republicans. I'm talking about MAGA people that's looking for a fucking savior.
Okay, you gotta have to point those out because I'm from the Bronx.
You know MAGAs.
I don't. I know
MAGAs are the fact that a man said no new wars and they looked the other way. When the Epstein files came out, the man said, "What files?" They looked the other way. He said, "I'm gonna bring the price of eggs down." None of that shit has happened. They looked the other way. I'm not talking about Republicans.
The same files that we were talking about years ago when MAGA people would call conspiracy theorists. Those files you're talking about. The same files we brought out back then. We've been talking about that shit for a while.
I'm talking about the files when they dropped. He said it ain't no big deal. What files, right? I'm talking about the people that since the people have put a person on the pedestal.
They only a big deal because he in office. It should have been a big deal when we was talking about it.
It's a big deal because he was making it a big deal.
No,
he was making it a big deal.
It should have been a big deal, period, because children were involved.
I got you.
But when we were talking about it,
that's a different topic. That's a different topic.
That is the Epstein files.
Right. But he made it a big deal. He made it a talking point when he was campaigning, and he was making it a big deal.
Released files that they should have released when they were in control. Regardless, he still released files, right? But the fact that y'all didn't see his name in there enough to incriminate him, it was a problem.
My point is, there's a difference between a MAGA and an American. An American, yo, you red, you blue, you still my peoples. You an American. You know what I'm saying? You got the same religion. We come from the same, we went to the same schools. We watched the same family members, Family Matters, Martin. We listen to the same hip hop. We American. I don't give a fuck what party you, that's American. You know what I'm saying? I don't draw a line in the sand because you're a different political party.
You saying you've met people that's conservative, that's right wing, that will discontinue your relationship because you support a different party. That's what you're telling me?
Yeah, same with people on the left.
Yeah, I ain't see that shit yet. Point that motherfucker out.
Same with people on the left.
We don't move like that. A real conservative, we don't move like that.
Only thing I hear,
conversation.
The left might go about it differently, but every single time a conservative is talking, they always mentioning the left. They're not teaching what conservatism is. Who's the founders? What does the ideology really stand on? And what's the perks? What's in it for the people that subscribe to it? They're always talking about the radical left, the radical left, the radical left, the radical left, whether that's Sean Hannity. You know what I'm saying? What I could keep going down the list. They don't project what their ideology in terms of their politics is all about. It's all about the left, same side. But an American, first of all y'all niggas is crazy. But y'all my countrymen. Y'all all fucking crazy. But y'all my countrymen. See, that's an American. Yeah, y'all all kind of weird to me. But y'all my countrymen. You know what I'm saying? I love y'all. Y'all still my countrymen. So I'm American. I don't choose none of these niggas. But they're my countrymen.
Well, the good thing is we live in this country and you're very entitled to your opinion. So that's the blessing of this whole shit, right? So I say salute, but I don't know about the difference. You know, I'm an American citizen. I love my country. And basically the man that I voted for is doing everything that I expected him to do, except the war. I don't agree with the war, but hey, I don't agree with everybody 100% anyway.
So Trump is trying to compete with Obama because Obama's opening a library in Chicago. So Trump said he's going to open up a hotel.
Son Eric posted a photo of what will be the Trump Presidential Library. It's a huge skyscraper.
In Miami.
Is that all a library? What else is going in?
No, well, it's a library. It's a museum or a library. It's a presidential, but I wouldn't start it till I'm out of office. I don't believe in building libraries or museums. It's really like the Barack Hussein Obama one in Chicago. In not a good location, and it's a very unattractive building that's seriously late and seriously over budget. I think you're going to see a great one here, and it'll go up on time, on budget, best location in Miami. They say it's the best block in Miami, and the state worked with us.
Will people live in the floors?
No, it's going to be most likely a hotel. You know, this concept could be office, but it's most likely going to be a hotel with a beautiful building underneath and a 747 Air Force One in the lobby.
Kamal, what's your thoughts on this competition between Trump and Obama?
To be honest with you, I ain't got no thoughts about it. I give a rat's ass. I think it's funny though, bro, about to build a Trump Tower. No, he don't got one in Chicago.
Miami. He said he'll build it in Miami.
Okay, he been in Miami. We know what he about to do in Miami. He about to, you know what I mean? Certain activities gonna happen in the Trump Towers. I'm gonna just leave it at that. You feel me? But I don't care about they. What's up, Ken?
I'm here for it.
You feel me? But that competition, I don't really give a rat's ass about it. It's just kind of like, you know, it's like a pissing contest. I really don't care.
For sure. I mean, I completely agree with you on that. I feel like it's been since the little birther thing when Trump said when Obama wasn't born in America. When Trump came there, he walked out with Melania Trump. Do y'all remember that? People said that's the whole reason that Trump ran for office. Y'all didn't know that?
Say it again.
I gotta look that up. I'm gonna play this video and I'm gonna look that up just to show y'all. But this is Fidel Castro grandson talking about. Well, I'll play the clip so I can find it.
Fidel Castro's grandson. He's a popular influencer in Cuba. Sandro Castro owns a nightclub. He's a businessman who says he has no interest in politics. He's more interested in making social media satire videos like this one where Donald Trump arrives in Cuba to buy the island. I spoke to him at his apartment here in Havana and asked him what he thinks his grandfather would say about all this.
What would your grandfather, Fidel Castro, say that you're more capitalist than communist?
A ver, él era una persona que tenía sus principios cada cual es como él, lógicamente, pero también respetaba a las otras personas.
I know y'all are probably more interested in the other one, but Slim, what you think about what Fidel Castro's grandson said?
I couldn't even see it. What did he say? It was real quick.
He basically said he was born to be a capitalist and he's against communism. So Fidel Castro had a communist country, so his grandson is against it, so that's why he went viral.
Oh, so he about that money, pretty much. I mean, at the end of the day, I respect it. You know what I mean? You know how his pops was. So I don't know. I think he's in a better position. You know what I mean? I'd rather be on that side of the fence mentally. You feel me?
So we'll play this clip. People say this is the whole reason, it's a flashback clip that Trump ran for president.
It's wonderful to be here at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. What a week. As some of you heard, the state of Hawaii released my official long-form birth certificate. Hopefully, this puts all doubts to rest. But just in case there are any lingering questions, tonight, I'm prepared to go a step further. Tonight, for the first time, I am releasing my official birth video. Now, I warn you, no one has seen this footage in 50 years, not even me. But let's take a look. Oh well, back to square one. I want to make clear to the Fox News table, that was a joke. That was not my real birth video. That was a children's cartoon. Call Disney if you don't believe me. They have the original long-form version. Michelle Bachmann is here, though, I understand. And she is thinking about running for president, which is weird because I hear she was born in Canada. Yes, Michelle, this is how it starts. There's a vicious rumor floating around that I think could really hurt Mitt Romney. I heard he passed universal health care when he was governor of Massachusetts. Someone should get to the bottom of that. And I know just the guy to do it. Donald Trump is here tonight. Now, I know that he's taken some flack lately. But no one is happier, no one is prouder to put this birth certificate matter to rest than the Donald. And that's because he can finally get back to focusing on the issues that matter. Like, did we fake the moon landing? what really happened in Roswell? And where are Biggie and Tupac? All kidding aside, obviously we all know about.
This not political theater.
Basically is.
I see
It's
what you
not-
did, Gray. You played that clip for hell of long. Obama. God damn.
But see, it don't. My fault, bro. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm gonna put the speech on it. But go ahead.
I was gonna say this is not political theater. First of all, like when they're on stage, they throw shit right in people's face. Oh, fake the moon landing. Oh, Roswell. Even though there's truth in a lot of that shit, right? But that's not political theater. These people supposed to hate each other. These people supposed to despise each other.
For sure.
Hey, Kamal, you peeped that though, right? You see how I break it down?
Okay.
Yeah, I saw it, bro.
That's a big deal.
I was trying to see.
Very proud of it.
Yeah,
And I think, I don't know how it can be challenged. You'll probably challenge it. You may say, find a rogue judge. You got a lot of rogue judges, very bad people, very bad judges. But that's the only way that can be changed. And hopefully we'll win on appeal if it is. But I don't see how anybody can challenge it. I don't see how they can challenge it. And remember, it's about voter integrity. We want to have honest voting in our country, because if you don't have honest voting, you can't have really a nation, if you want to know the truth.
Secretary Lutnick joining President Trump in the Oval Office to talk voter integrity at this very important signing just yesterday evening at the
that war in Iran weeks ago. Here now is President Donald Trump.
Successful launch of Artemis 2. It was quite something. It will be traveling further than any manned rocket has ever flown and will very substantially pass the moon, go around it, and come back home from a distance that has never been done before. It's amazing. They are on the way, and God bless them. These are brave people. We want to God bless those 4 unbelievable astronauts. As we speak this evening, it's been just 1 month since the United States military began Operation Epic Fury, targeting the world's #1 state sponsor of terror, Iran. In these past 4 weeks, our armed forces have delivered swift, decisive, overwhelming victories on the battlefield. Victories like few people have ever seen before. Tonight, Iran's Navy is gone. Their Air Force is in ruins. Their leaders, most of them, terrorist regime they led, are now dead. Their command and control of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps is being decimated as we speak. Their ability to launch missiles and drones is dramatically curtailed, and their weapons, factories, and rocket launchers are being blown to pieces. Very few of them left. Never in the history of warfare has an enemy suffered such clear and devastating large-scale losses in a matter of weeks. Our enemies are losing, in America, as it has been for 5 years under my presidency, is winning, and now winning bigger than ever before. Before discussing this current situation, I also want to thank our troops for the masterful job they did in taking the country of Venezuela in a matter of minutes. That hit was quick, lethal, violent, and respected by everyone all over the world. After rebuilding our military during my first term, we have by far the strongest military anywhere in the world. And now we're working along with Venezuela and are, in a true sense, joint venture partners. We're getting along incredibly well in the production and sale of massive amounts of oil and gas, the second largest reserves on earth after the United States of America. We're now totally independent of the Middle East, and yet we are there to help. We don't have to be there. We don't need their oil. We don't need anything they have, but we're there to help our allies. Tonight, I want to provide an update on the tremendous progress our warriors have made in Iran and discuss why Operation Epic Fury is necessary for the safety of America and the security of the free world. From the very first day I announced my campaign for president in 2015, I have vowed that I would never allow Iran to have a nuclear weapon. This fanatical regime has been chanting death to America, death to Israel for 47 years. Their proxies were behind the murder of 241 Americans in the Marine barracks bombing in Beirut, the slaughter of hundreds of our service members with roadside bombs. They were involved in the attack on the USS Cole, and they carried out the countless other heinous acts, including the just horrible, bloody atrocities of October 7th in Israel, something that most people have never seen anything like it. This murderous regime also recently killed 45,000 of their own people who were protesting in Iran. 45,000 dead. For these terrorists to have nuclear weapons would be an intolerable threat. The most violent and thuggish regime on earth would be free to carry out their campaigns of terror, coercion, conquest, and mass murder from behind a nuclear shield. I will never let that happen, and neither should any of our past presidents. This situation has been going on for 47 years and should have been handled long before I arrived in office. I did many things during my 2 terms in office to stop the quest for nuclear weapons by Iran first, and perhaps most importantly, I killed General Qasem Soleimani in my first term. He was an evil genius, brilliant person, a horrible human being, however, the father of the roadside bomb, and he lived just horrible what he did. Iran would have been perhaps in far better, stronger position. Had he lived, we would have had probably a different conversation tonight. But you know what? We'd still be winning and winning big. And then very importantly, I terminated Barack Hussein Obama's Iran nuclear deal, a disaster. Obama gave them $1.7 billion in cash, green cash, took it out of banks from Virginia, D.C., and Maryland, all the cash they had. He flew it by airplanes in an attempt to buy their respect and loyalty, but it didn't work. They laughed at our president and went on with their mission to have a nuclear bomb. His Iran deal would have led to a colossal arsenal of massive nuclear weapons for Iran, and they would have had them years ago, and they would have used them. It would have been a different world. There would have been no Middle East and no Israel right now, in my opinion, the opinion of a lot of great experts, had I not terminated that terrible deal. And I was so honored to do it. I was so proud to do it. It was so bad right from the beginning. Essentially, I did what no other president was willing to do. They made mistakes, and I am correcting them. My first preference was always the path of diplomacy, yet the regime continued their relentless quest for nuclear weapons and rejected every attempt at an agreement. For this reason, in June, I ordered a strike on Iran's key nuclear facilities, an Operation Midnight Hammer. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. Those beautiful B-2 bombers performed magnificently. We totally obliterated those nuclear sites. The regime then sought to rebuild their nuclear program at a totally different location, making clear they had no intention of abandoning their pursuit of nuclear weapons. They were also rapidly building a vast stockpile of conventional ballistic missiles and would soon have had missiles that could reach the American homeland, Europe, and virtually any other place on earth. Iran's strategy was so obvious. They wanted to produce as many missiles as possible, and they did, with the longest range possible. And they had some weapons that nobody believed they had. We just learned that out. We took them out. We took them all out so that no one would really dare stop them. and their race for a nuclear bomb, a nuclear weapon like nobody's ever seen before. They were right at the doorstep. For years, everyone has said that Iran cannot have nuclear weapons, but in the end, those are just words if you're not willing to take action when the time comes. As I stated in my announcement of Operation Epic Fury, our objectives are very simple and clear. We are systematically dismantling the regime's ability to threaten America or project power outside of their borders. That means eliminating Iran's Navy, which is now absolutely destroyed, hurting their Air Force and their missile program at levels never seen before, and annihilating their defense industrial base. We've done all of it. Their Navy is gone, their Air Force is gone, their missiles are just about used up or beaten. Taken together, these actions will cripple Iran military, crush their ability to support terrorist proxies, and deny them the ability to build a nuclear bomb. Our armed forces have been extraordinary. There's never been anything like it militarily. Everyone is talking about it, and tonight I'm pleased to say that these core strategic objectives are nearing completion. As we celebrate this progress, we think especially of the 13 American warriors who have laid down their lives in this fight to prevent our children from ever having to face a nuclear Iran. Twice this past month, I've traveled to Dover Air Force Base, and it's been something. I wanted to be with those heroes as they return to American soil, and I was with them and their families, their parents, their wives, their husbands. We salute them, and now we must honor them by completing the mission for which they gave their lives. And every single one of the people, their loved ones said, please, sir, please finish the job, every one of them. And we are going to finish the job, and we're going to finish it very fast. We're getting very close. I want to thank our allies in the Middle East, Israel, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, the UAE, Kuwait, and Bahrain. They've been great, and we will not let them get hurt or fail in any way, shape, or form. Many Americans have been concerned to see the recent rise in gasoline prices here at home. This short-term increase has been entirely the result of the Iranian regime launching deranged terror attacks against commercial oil tankers in neighboring countries that have nothing to do with the conflict. This is yet more proof that Iran can never be trusted with nuclear weapons. They will use them, and they will use them quickly. It would lead to decades of extortion, economic pain, and instability worse than we can ever imagine. The United States has never been better prepared economically to confront this threat. You all know that. We built the strongest economy in history. We're going through it right now, the strongest in history. In 1 year, we've taken a dead and crippled country. I hate to say that, but we were a dead and crippled country after the last administration and made it the hottest country anywhere in the world by far, with no inflation, record-setting investments coming into the United States, over $18 trillion, and the highest stock market ever, with 53 all-time record highs in just 1 year. It all positioned us to get rid of a cancer that has long simmered. It's known as the nuclear Iran, and they didn't know what was coming. They've never imagined it. Remember, because of our drill baby drill program, America has plenty of gas. We have so much gas. Under my leadership, we are #1 producer of oil and gas on the planet, without even discussing the millions of barrels that we're getting from Venezuela. Because of the Trump administration's policies, we produce more oil and gas than Saudi Arabia and Russia combined. Think of that, Saudi Arabia and Russia combined. And that number will soon be substantially higher than that. There's no country like us anywhere in the world, and we're in great shape for the future. The United States imports almost no oil through the Hormuz Strait and won't be taking any in the future. We don't need it. We haven't needed it, and we don't need it. We've beaten and completely decimated Iran. They are decimated. both militarily and economically and every other way. And the countries of the world that do receive oil through the Hormuz Strait must take care of that passage. They must cherish it. They must grab it and cherish it. They can do it easily. We will be helpful, but they should take the lead in protecting the oil that they so desperately depend on. So to those countries that can't get fuel, many of which refuse to get involved in the decapitation of Iran, we had to do it ourselves. I have a suggestion. Number one, buy oil from the United States of America. We have plenty. We have so much. And number two, build up some delayed courage. Should have done it before. Should have done it with us, as we asked. Go to the Strait and just take it, protect it, use it for yourselves. Iran has been essentially decimated. The hard part is done, so it should be easy. And in any event, when this conflict is over, the Strait will open up naturally. It'll just open up naturally. They're going to want to be able to sell oil because that's all they have to try and rebuild. It will resume the flowing and the gas prices will rapidly come back down. Stock prices will rapidly go back up. They haven't come down very much, frankly. They came down a little bit, but they've had some very good days over the last couple of days. We've done actually much better than I thought, but we had to take that little journey to Iran to get rid of this horrible threat. With our historic tax cuts, where people are just now talking about receiving larger refunds than they ever thought possible, they are getting so much more money than they thought. That's from the great, big, beautiful bill. Our economy is strong and improving by the day, and it will soon be roaring back like never before. It will top the levels that it was a month ago. I've made clear from the beginning of Operation Epic Fury that we will continue until our objectives are fully achieved. Thanks to the progress we've made, I can say tonight that we are on track to complete all of America's military objectives shortly, very shortly. We're going to hit them extremely hard over the next 2 to 3 weeks. We're going to bring them back to the Stone Ages where they belong. In the meantime, discussions are ongoing. Regime change was not our goal. We never said regime change, but regime change has occurred because of all of their original leaders' death. They're all dead. The new group is less radical and much more reasonable. Yet if during this period of time no deal is made, we have our eyes on key targets. If there is no deal, we are going to hit each and every one of their electric generating plants very hard and probably simultaneously. We have not hit their oil, even though that's the easiest target of all, because it would not give them even a small chance of survival or rebuilding. But we could hit it and it would be gone, and there's not a thing they could do about it. They have no anti-aircraft equipment. Their radar is 100% annihilated. We are unstoppable as a military force. The nuclear sites that we obliterated with the B-2 bombers have been hit so hard that it would take months to get near the nuclear dust, and we have it under intense satellite surveillance and control. If we see them make a move, even a move for it, we'll hit them with missiles very hard again. We have all the cards, they have none. It's very important that we keep this conflict in perspective. American involvement in World War I lasted 1 year, 7 months, and 5 days. World War II lasted for 3 years, 8 months, and 25 days. The Korean War lasted for 3 years, 1 month, and 2 days. The Vietnam War lasted for 19 years, 5 months, and 29 days. Iraq went on for 8 years, 8 months, and 28 days. We are in this military operation, so powerful, so brilliant, against one of the most powerful countries for 32 days. And the country has been eviscerated and essentially is really no longer a threat. They were the bully of the Middle East, but they're the bully no longer. This is a true investment in your children and your grandchildren's future. The whole world is watching, and they can't leave the power, strength, and brilliance. They just can't believe what they're seeing. They Leave it to your imagination, but they can't believe what they're seeing, the brilliance of the United States military. Tonight, every American can look forward to a day when we are finally free from the wickedness of Iranian aggression and the specter of nuclear blackmail. Because of the actions we have taken, we are on the cusp of ending Iran's sinister threat to America and the world. And I'll tell you, the world is watching. And when we do, when it's all over, the United States will be safer, stronger, more prosperous, and greater than it has ever been before. May God bless the men and women of the United States Armed Forces, and may God bless the United States of America. Thank you very much, and good night.
Yo, Gray, what the hell is that, bro? Hey, bro. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. Trump has been saying that, but every time I read something about what Iran said, Iran is always saying, like, man, we ain't spoke to bruh. We're lying over there. Yo, what was this? Yo, did y'all, Gray, I know you heard it. Y'all in the chat, did y'all hear bruh say we got all this oil?
Yeah, he said from Venezuela. And for me, I thought they had to actually go and build the oil refineries in Venezuela, that it wasn't prepared yet. Like, that the companies weren't able to go over there yet and like build the stuff. So I don't know what he's talking about.
I don't either, man. He said he got all this oil. Well, damn it, release the shit. Shit. California gas is goddamn almost $6.
Well, he didn't declare war. So what do you feel like the whole point of his speech was? Was he basically just saying, hey, we're in this, we about to keep doing this, just get comfortable?
Basically what it sounded like to me, he making it seem like, look, we ain't in war, but if need be, we will go to war, and wars last a long ass time. That's what it kind of sounded like to me, and it kind of sounded like he's saying we whooping Iran's ass right now. It felt like he was kind of saying, yo, we cool, we good over here, and Iran know what it is. That's what it sounded like.
Yeah, you make a good point, because he's named all of those wars. He said, oh, all these wars lasted this amount of time. So he's basically trying to get us prepared to say, hey, this is going to last a while. We basically got to be over there a while. He probably is going to try to present it to Congress, because somebody put in the chat that, oh, Trump can't declare war, but Trump does whatever he wants. So I thought he was going to try to like force their hand or something.
Yeah, I did too, but he didn't declare it. But the way that sounded, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't know if y'all into the stock market, but I feel the stock market is gonna go down tomorrow. Because that was not a good answer. That sounded like we might be in this shit for a little bit, y'all.
For sure. So me and Kamal will be back here tomorrow. We go break down Trump's speech. I'm pretty sure more information is gonna come out about this. So if you're watching right now, hit that subscribe button and press that notification bell. Know when we go live. So, Kamal, this is the first time we did just me and you on the show. So, what's your final thoughts?
First of all, shout out to Ken. Shout out to 85 Slim. It was a great show. Hey, thank you for the super chat. Hold on. Camper 1407 said apparently the U.S. is Diddy with the oil. We got fam. You goddamn right. Got all that damn oil, but gas prices still going up. Damn. But anyway, y'all hit the notification bell of the new party so you know when they go live. Hit them with a like and a share and a repost. I didn't get a chance to stream it on my end today. I came in like an audible. You feel me? But yeah, if y'all want to go follow me, Kamal Johnson. That's all y'all gotta do. Type in, hit your bro with a sub, a like, you know what I mean, and reshare my videos and all that good jazz. And yes, the chat, y'all's pretty funny today. Some of y'all was ignoramuses though. God damn. Every time y'all see black people on the panel, y'all be saying some outrageous shit sometimes. God damn. But the rest of y'all's pretty cool, bro. I appreciate the chat, you know, and I appreciate the man cave and stuff. And like today was the real man cave. I think this is the first time that there was actually only men on the show. God damn. Shout out to the ladies of the new party too, you feel me? But y'all know y'all been redecorating the man cave. Y'all been no, this needs to go over here. This needs to go over here. It's like, all right, for sure. But yeah, yeah, that's really all I gotta really say, man. This was a great show today. And I don't know about y'all, but the way Trump sounded, that didn't sound too good to me. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. That sounded kind of wishy-washy, to be honest. You feel me? So, yeah.
For sure. So my final thoughts, like I said, we do this every Monday through Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. We will be talking about this again tomorrow and about the gas prices and about everything Trump said. So we keep you up to date on everything going on. Thank you for watching the speech with us. We know you could have watched it anywhere else. Go ahead.
Hold on, Greg. I gotta say something I'm sorry, but today must be the day of me shitting on the chat. Hey, J-May, you over here? Oh, he crying about me and black man. No, I'm crying about your mama titty sagging to her knees and they keep clacking her damn old ass knees. With that being said, I'm done talking to the chat. Sorry, Gray.
For sure. So y'all have a great night. Come back tomorrow. Like I said, we do this every Monday through Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Have a good night. Man Cave.
Hello, history buffs. Ready for a journey back? Look at this encampment. The spirit of 76 is alive.
A true patriot savors these moments, but the fight for liberty calls.
To the encampment for freedom of our future.
For liberty. This is what American patriotism is all about. Look at these flags. They represent our fight for liberty.
The hour our liberty is at hand. For freedom is brought by. Secure our liberty. My fellow patriots, the hour of decision is upon us. Let us march forth with courage to secure our liberty.
Welcome to my colonial home. Today, Del Payne's new work captures the spirit of We Fight for Independence. And our freedom. Greetings from the encampment. The spirit of liberty is strong. We will fight for our rights and our freedom.
Hour is late. We must enact. To the encampment for liberty. Through every change and challenge. We stand at the dawn of liberty, unshaken by the trials ahead.
Soldiers, the enemy is near. Front line, fire me!